Hi everyone, this is Jack R, and it's time for another video to mark another 100 videos added to the total. So now the grand total is 5,200. And whoever thought it would come to this, but it's here. And it's right now in the middle of winter, and winter has been relatively mild here in Florida. And no real freezing temperatures here in Central Florida, although it's gotten into the 40s, but still that's relatively mild. And as typical here in Florida, we complain bitterly about the cold snaps that come through, but then in the middle of summer we complain bitterly about how hot it is. So I just always say to people, if we can only remember what it was like in January, when it's in the middle of July, we'd be better off, because then we would remember that we're basically pretty lucky. So on this video, I'm going to mention the fleet of cars and just let you know how they're doing. The 88 Ford Mustang convertible is doing nicely. It has about 120,000 miles on it, and it's running fine. So, no harm, no foul, and I run it often enough to keep it in good working condition. It has automatic transmission and the 5-liter engine. The next car is a 2008 Mustang GT, which is the California Special, and it's the coupe, and it's bright red, and it's doing very nicely too, and it has a very small number of miles. I think how many, 15, 16,000, maybe a little more than that, I don't know, but at any rate it's really small number of miles. It has the 4.6 engine V8, and it has the automatic transmission, 6-speed automatic, and that goes very nicely. I had it out today. Mark and I went over to the Philippine food store, which is about 15 miles from here, and they have Filipino food, and also they make some nice dishes, so had some of that today. Yesterday I'm releasing this video on February the 6th, but actually I'm making it on January 29th, and that is one day after my birthday. So I am now an octogenarian. I am now 80 years old. Good grief. As someone once said, if I knew I was going to live this long, I would have taken better care of myself. Well, at any rate, I keep going, even though my ankle doesn't like to cooperate that much. I have arthritis in that, so it's painful, but I'm lucky. I consider the number of people that I've outlived. I look at my number of people that were in my class in high school, and gee, I don't know how many. I think we had like 30. It was a small school, 35 in the class, and I think maybe 8 are still around. And I received news from my bulletin from college that my first year roommate, he's dead, and he died sometime in 2018, I think. So, it's the walls are closing in. At any rate, I keep going. It's interesting perspective you get, because when you're young and you think, gee, that person is 35 years old. Boy, and back in the day, they don't trust anybody over 30. And now, good grief, I think 60 is now maybe considered getting a little bit older, and 60 is the new 40 or something. At any rate, life expectancy has changed. People's health has changed. I think people are more aware of health now than they ever were before. So all that. Now, how did I get on that? I was talking about the 2008 Mustang GT. Anyhow, the next one is the 2014 Edge, and that's doing okay too. That's my everyday car. And then the 2016 Dodge Challenger, which is doing nicely also. And I had that out on Saturday to go to a venue that was 2 hours away, a car show venue. So that got some exercise also. And very small number of miles on that. So when you have 4 vehicles, you don't put that much mileage on any one of them. And I'll tell you, I don't like to drive as much as I used to. The idea of driving 1,000 miles does not fascinate me, and especially driving at night. I've had both eyes have operated on to remove the cataracts, so when you have cataracts, you really have trouble with night vision, and so my vision is not bad, but it's still uncomfortable for me to drive at night all that much. I will drive when I have to, but I prefer to drive during the day. And long distances, not the same. Down here, it's interesting to know that some people have a home here during the winter and have their summer headquarters are up north somewhere. But the longer you live here, the more you realize that a lot of people finally are, when they get in their 70s and 80s, they're almost forced to make a decision. Are they going to live here all year round? Are they going to live up north and go back to family all year round? Or are they still going to split their time with the 2 residences? And I think a lot of people decide to finally stay down here 12 months a year. And as on the other hand, some that are particularly incapacitated, they have family up north. The family up north is anxious about them, and they convince them that they need to return north. I tell you, I would not want to go back to cold winters. As hot as the summers are here, as long as air conditioning and electricity is available, you can live comfortably here if you stay in your house from about 10 in the morning till about 6 at night, as long as the air is working fine. And then it cools off in the evening a bit, and in the morning you can get your yard work done and then zip into the house. If you have shopping to do, everything is air conditioned, so there's no problem. The car is everybody's car is certainly air conditioned here, unless it's an old antique car. At any rate, so that's my experience here, that people tend to, as they age in place, they make decisions about where they're going to have their final years, and also whether they're going to go to retirement community. I think you've probably heard of the Villages, which is nearby, and I go to their car show, which is not every month, but on occasion, on the 3rd Saturday of the month. And they have people from every state in the union, I think, and they are in parts of 3 counties, and their population is huge, and it's a retirement community, and they have a huge number of golf courses and medical facilities nearby. So from that standpoint, it's good in that you're close to medical assistance. A lot of them don't have cars anymore. They have golf carts, yeah, and some elaborate golf carts too that look like cars. But at any rate, they have those, and they get all over the place with those. So it's, I don't know, say compared to other housing, it's a bit more expensive. But then they have videos about that. There's a couple that have some videos on the Villages and how easy or difficult it is to live live there. I think most people that live there are there for a good reason. They're happy with what they can do. If you have a hobby, I think they say in the villages, if we don't have a group that is interested in your hobby, let's say woodworking, we'll try to get one together. And I know they have clubs for the different car makes. They have that, so all kinds of things. But at any rate, that some people then I don't want to live near everybody that's my age. That's just my feeling. I feel more comfortable living with a wide cross section of ages. I like to think young, and I don't like to get into just complaining about how things are not the same as they were when I was growing up, blah, blah, blah. And, that gets a little tiring. And you just have to adjust to, if you don't like the way things are going, you have to figure out ways you can adjust. So that's my own viewpoint. Well, at any rate, that's my vlog, and it is a lengthy one for this video. And I can hope to continue on as long as I can physically, and attend as many car shows as I can. So I want to thank you all for your support, not only by looking at the videos, responding to them, and clicking on ads. Everything helps, and I sure appreciate it. So thanks again, and I will continue with a video a day as long as I possibly can. Bye-bye.